Greetings again, folks. It is T2, and today we're going to talk about fashion again. Surprise, surprise! T2's making 2 videos on fashion. Actually, today I'm going to be making a video response to Chemo Time's video, Sick and Cringe, and what was it called? Sick and Cringe, Way Too Cool. Remember in the old days of YouTube when you could actually make video responses and they would like title the video automatically, be like RE colon replying to the original video that you're replying to if you didn't give it its own title? Maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just reply. I'll just title this video replying to Sick and Cringe, Way Too Cool. So I'm going to actually watch some of his videos so you can see what the fuck he's talking about before we start talking about it. I've been writing some stuff down. So I've got my pen, so you know I've been doing some research. So, I'll switch our camera to here, and let's play a little bit of this. Hopefully I don't get copyright sued by Chemo Time, because I would hate that.
Little sister, like a 5-month-old baby would see that and go... But at the same time...
He's talking about dressing like Eminem right now.
7 hours a day into worrying about what was fucking the new meta of socially acceptable. What is the rappinest, coolest shit to be doing? Because you look at these people who are like, I know what's cool and what's in and what's acceptable, and I'm on a podcast in Hollywood and I know everything about it all. And what's not cool is backwards caps and dudes doing this and dudes doing that and girls doing this. Like, hey, how about chill the fuck out? Put on a backwards cap once in a while. Because if you dissect it down to that level, one of these days you're just going to wake up and be like, oh, I can't leave the house. Because none of the clothes that these mortals wear are acceptable for me, and none of the haircuts that these mortals have are acceptable for me, and it's not okay for me to go outside with flaws in my physique or personality. Oh my god, my brain's scared.
So I think this might be a lot of the NPC stuff I was talking about, like people that think you have to dress a certain way to be acceptable. It might be like an NPC way of thinking, and then everybody else kind of buys into it because they see all the NPCs doing it, so they think they have to do it too. But it's like nobody really cares, but they do care. It's kind of like if you wore like a printed shirt to church or something. Like people would freak out and cringe at that, and they would say there's something wrong with you because you didn't put on your Sunday best or some shit. But like we was talking about with caps, especially like if you wear a trucker style cap with the actual, like it's not fitted and it's got the little adjustable strap, people see that it's so weird nowadays. And like just backwards, I guess it's weird too. But like, who cares? Who fucking cares about that shit?
Scares me sometimes. I just was worried about whether I fucked up my recording or not, because I clicked in the middle of the fucking player and it like took me to where I was looking and I was like, oh, it's not recording. And so I went back to the last bit it recorded.
I don't know why I'm listening to this part. This part doesn't have anything to do with the video. But I was also thinking like video games, like nobody wears, when you're playing San Andreas or Grand Theft Auto, did anybody actually pick like a backwards baseball cap? Because I always picked bandanas. I thought bandanas were way cooler for headgear. Or like hoods. Whenever you're playing like a game, like right now I was playing Far Cry New Dawn, and my character had like a cowboy hat, and he had like a black hoodie and like regular pants, and he looked like the dude from Yellowstone. It's like the guy's son that is like becomes a cowboy later on in the show. He's like also like deputized as sheriff, and it just looked funny because it looked just exactly like that dude every time.
And pressed play, and I heard it through the headphones on the desk go, and I was like, oh good, and I heard it do that. I don't need you to fucking make fake audio for some shit I'm trying to look at, brain. If you never set foot in the United States, but wearing a New York City hoodie from the warehouse makes you feel sick, chuck one on. I don't give a fuck.
See, I don't really get that.
And that's the thing is, when you truly learn not to give a fuck, you can put on a backwards Chicago Bull, like dude, a backwards New York Yankees hat with a New York City hoodie, and you've never even met someone from America, with a pair of fucking Jankos and like the biggest, fattest snowshoe looking fucking DCs you've ever seen.
Okay.
Walking down the street. Listen.
I looked this up. He's talking about these DCs, these skate shoes. And these ones, these are like the globes. I don't know if that's the ones he's talking about. It's like they're really like stick out on the top, and they're really wide. And I don't know why that would be cool, but I guess at some point in time. See, everything goes through phases. People think things are cool, and then it goes out of style, and then it comes back into style later. Like, if you have really bad fashion right now, just stick it in your closet and wait a few years. It'll be cool again. Like, a lot of... He was talking about his shirt being cool, or, like, supposedly, like, this gray and black striped shirt is, like, cool enough to fit in with people, but not being too cool that everybody notices that you're trying to be cool, because that's not cool. I mean, that looks like something I would have had, like, years and years ago when I was, like, 10 or something. But I would have thrown it out nowadays, or, like, a few years ago or whatever.
Listen to rolling, because you want to pretend it's still 2000s. And you'll be like, I feel sick. And that's fine by me, bro.
Yeah, if you want to dress like the 80s or dress like the 90s, and you can tell that you're doing it on purpose.
But also...
Is that not sick?
I'm with you. I'm with you in spirit. Because I'm like, good thing I got up and put on my dark and grey striped t-shirt so I can fit in with normal people today.
Speaking of normal people, I think black dudes have their own kind of fashion. And, like, if you pay attention to black dudes, you can kind of get an idea of what's cool. Because there used to be these dudes, this one guy in particular, used to come into work, and he would wear crazy stuff. Like, he would wear jeans with, like, a bunch of writing all over them. Like, I've got these Marvel pants on right now. I don't know if you can see them. But they have, like, Marvel stuff on them. Like Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man, whatever. I mean, I can't wear that in public. I can't, like, go to the store and wear my Marvel pants. Even though I'm going to the store that sold me the Marvel pants. Because I'm 42 and people would think it would be weird. But I think, like, having pants that has writing on them has to be cooler than pants that have no writing on them at all. Because it's like they took more effort. So it's more expensive looking, right? It's even written in gold. But that's not how it works. And, like, this guy, he even wore, like, red denim blue jeans in one time. I'm like, holy shit, that looks audacious. That looks like a comic book character, like someone trying to be Spider-Man or something. But on a black dude, it's fit. It looks okay. Or, what else did he wear? Like, I don't know. Just weird stuff like that. Like, he didn't give a fuck. And I've been reading this book, The Stand, right? And it's from, like, the 80s. It was written in the 80s. And he talks about these black guys standing on the corner that were just like, the bottom half of their body was just always like dancing to like jive music. And he said there was no music playing. It was like they're dancing to music only black guys could hear or something. And that's kind of how black guys are. They have like their own rhythm that nobody knows about, fashion and stuff.
Look how cool I look. Look how sick I am. This shit's not sick. This shit isn't sick. And do you know what would be sick, though? A fucking backwards cap. A New York Yankees backwards cap. And, bro, nothing is sicker than this. A singlet that's white, that's too small for you, so it hugs you, so you can feel like you're muscly. And a fake diamond earring. I'm so wanting to stand by my point.
He's just talking about Eminem stuff.
That it's totally okay to dress however makes you feel cool. That I might even just get some fake tattoos going, dude. One of these days I just want to wake up, neck tattoos up to here, fucking sleeves down to here, and literally like the word love and hate on my knuckles. Walk down the street with a backwards on ass New York Yankees cap. Flat brimmed, bro. I'm talking flat brimmed.
That Outsider book I was reading, Stephen King also, the guy had like must and can't written on his knuckles and tattoos because he was like an alcoholic. And it was like, you must have alcohol, but you can't have alcohol. And that was like his reminder or something. But like, I was just talking about black dudes. Let me talk about Mexicans for a minute. Because this gif has been going around lately. This cholo guy doing this weird dance. People put weird music to it, but look at the way cholos dress, dude. It's like Janko jeans, but they're shorts. And then they've got the whitest knee socks pulled up to their knees with skate shoes on. And a big Ricky shirt. Like, what the hell? How do they think that is cool? They think it's the most cool that you can look. And it's supposed to intimidate people. It's like the haka thing. It's like it's meant to intimidate, but it does the opposite of intimidate. I mean, the haka's not the opposite, but this is the opposite of intimidating. This makes you look like a fat guy that went fat shopping with his mom. And it's the first day of school, dude. I mean, if that will probably piss a lot of Mexicans off and have them come try to kill me for saying that. But that's what that looks like to me, dude. And Mexicans also, if you haven't seen this dude, they like pointy shoes. Like if you haven't seen the Desperado type movies with the drug dealers and whenever you see a rich guy, like in Breaking Bad, they have on the pointiest metal pointy-toed shoes. And then they get fucking nuts with it. Look at these shoes, dude. They come out and up to the knees. I mean, that is like, functionally, those actually look pretty sick. With the Cobras, I've never seen those before. But this kind of thing, and those, dude, the suede, and it's like the shoe doesn't even continue the same taper it was on. It turns and it goes out, and it goes for a fucking ride, and it goes up. Like, even that is crazy. But that's nothing. That's got, even the bottom of the shoe, the sole comes out like an extra 6 inches. Like, is that not overcompensating for a little dick, or what is that, dude? How is this a thing? That's semi-reasonable when you've seen the other shit, but it's still fucking crazy. That little shoe. God damn, dude, Mexicans. Let's get back to it. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you the best part in a minute. So hang in there. This video's going to get good.
And just a tight-ass white singlet, brand new out of the packet, not a stain on it, not faded whatsoever. And maybe like, oh dude, black Dickies shorts that come way past my knees, and a Dickies belt to match it. A pair of Etnies or DCs or Globes. Oh bro, Globes. And I'm just gonna have 2 cans of Lynx and go under each armpit.
What is Lynx?
And just walk down the street holding my crotch, going like this.
See, there's some
makes
cultural
me feel
things
sick,
from New Zealand that I'm not getting.
ripping it.
I'm losing. Alright, so there was this fad in the 80s. But before I forget what I was just about to talk about. Oh, dude, it worked. Okay. So in the 80s, there was this fad. You guys don't know about this because I think this fad only existed in my area, like my county or a couple of counties. There used to be this skate rink, like a roller skating rink. I don't know if they even have those anymore. I'm sure they have them somewhere. But like, it got shut down a long time ago. We used to go there back in the days when cassette tapes were how you listen to your music and stuff. And this was before the fad where everybody would like roll up the bottom of their jeans. So at the skate rink, they sold, for a time, they had the slap bracelets, and they also had these neon skate shoestrings. Wide skate strings. Shoestrings? What am I talking about? They were kind of like, maybe like this orange. Well, you can't see that. I can't even find them anymore. I don't think they exist anymore. But they were like legit that wide, dude. And they were like too wide to fit through a real shoe, I guess. But they were just like shoestrings. But they were really long and really wide. And they were neon colors. They were orange, yellow, green, maybe some purple. So what we would do was we would tie them around like our elbows or our knees. And it would kind of hang. We'd leave a little bit to hang off like a tassel. Kind of like a deerskin jacket or something. But not like all the way up there. I'm just on the elbows and the knees. And we look like the fucking ultimate warrior, dude. Look at that shit. That's what we looked like back in the 80s. We were like disco punks with our neon shoestrings hanging off of us. And it was cool as shit. But then like once you walk around a bit, they would get loose and it would just kind of fall off your knees. So it wasn't really feasible. But it's kind of like you get those ninja pants and you tie them at the bottom, but we tie them at the knee. And it cinched it. And cinching things was cool. I think it still is probably cool. But I don't think anybody else in the world did this fad. If you did, let me know. But like, you talk about if you could dress however you want without any consequences. everybody would probably dress like they did when they're picking their character in a video game, right? So like I was talking about wearing a hood, or like in video games, everybody picks like the ninja mask or the bike helmet, like a motorcycle helmet, or the lower half of a helmet, or a cowboy hat, or fingerless gloves. If I could dress however I want all the time with no consequences, I'll be wearing a lot of fingerless gloves, dude. And capes. We've talked about capes, how capes should come back. I think after a while, capes would get on my nerves. Kind of like how the back of this chair is a blanket, and like I sit on it too much, and it pulls it down and it comes off. I think I'd be sitting on my cape a lot, and it would be jerking it off of my neck, and I would get annoyed with it. So maybe something that's like attached to my shirt, like Assassin's Creed, with like a hood and a cape combo or something. With fingerless gloves. Like the shoes, I've never really cared about shoes, or like what kind of shoes you wear, or boots, or whatever, but like I don't know I could even care what my shoes look like. But like Double D used to always say that was the first thing she noticed about somebody is what their shoes look like. Oh yeah, so let's get back to the video. Let's see if there's anything else I was going to talk about.
Because you know what's not sick? Somebody who's got like, oh, I can't wear skinny jeans. I can't wear bootleg jeans. I have to wear slim tapered because that's the only thing that's socially acceptable. They can't be black because then I'm emo. They can't be white because then I'm gay. They have to be in the middle, blue, dark blue. That's the only acceptable range. And I have to wear a t-shirt, but it's got to be kind of baggy. But I also can't have it too baggy because then I look like I'm poor, and I can't have any branding on it unless it's an expensive brand. But I can't go too expensive because then I look like I care about brands. So I got to get something that's from a specific shop, and it's going to cost me $50 fucking for a t-shirt, even though no one's ever going to pay any fucking attention to it because it's not sick or cringe. And then what'll I wear on top of that? Maybe nothing. Maybe a hoodie. Maybe a leather jacket, dude. That's what people go for who are so trying to not seem cringe, is leather jackets with no hoods.
So you want to look sick, but not so sick that it looks like you're trying to be sick, but sick enough to not look cringe. It's like you're trying to ride a fine line with fashion these days. See, that's what I don't get. Like, it's such the fucking, with the goths and who else? Like people in like trying to look cool. Everybody's trying to stand out, and no one stands out. The person who stands out is the person who doesn't do the thing that everybody else is doing. It's like the guy I work with, I talked about in my last video. He has a fucking Trans Am, and he just bought an H3 Hummer because he thinks it's sick. And he also chews tobacco because when you're in high school, everyone's like either smoking or chewing tobacco, and if you don't do that, you're not sick. But I'm the one that for 42 years didn't smoke or chew tobacco at all. So I think I'm the one that stood out. Everybody else is like being a fucking normie. So that's my thing. Like if you see like, if something's a cliche, then it's cringe, right? Because like if you see a lot of these TV shows and movies, like the cool guy with the leather jacket and the muscle car is the macho guy that gets all the chicks, then everybody starts doing that, and that becomes cringe to me because everybody's doing it. You're not standing out if you're doing the thing that everybody else is doing. That's the clearer sign of something that's cringe, is that if everybody's doing it. Why the fuck you want to do everything that everybody else is doing? That means like you're part of the 80% NPC crowd, dude. That's what my thing is. With fashion, with a lot of things. Don't follow the herd because you're a fucking cow. Or a sheep, more like.